Good evening, everyone. Welcome to MBA Karo. So, the examination season, the MBA entrance examination of the year 24-25 is going to begin tomorrow. And as always, NMAT is the first examination of the season, which is conducted every year. Until last year, it used to start in October itself. But this time they are starting in November. So, it is starting late. And this will start the cycle of exams. You will start with NMAT, then you will have CAT, and then after CAT you will have SNAP, ZAT, and other examinations like CET. Then you have CMAT and all those exams. So the examination cycle starts from tomorrow, and many of you must be appearing on NMAT in the earlier days itself. Some of you would appear on NMAT later also, like some of you must have booked the slot for December, but some of you must be appearing in the month of November itself. So I'm going to appear a good news for the MBA aspirants, especially the NMAT aspirants. Is I'm going to appear on the examination tomorrow itself. So first day, so that our students can get an understanding that what is so special about this NMAT this time. Is there any change in pattern, etc.? So please give a show of hands and just like this session that I'm going to appear on the examination tomorrow. And in this video, I'm going to give you the tips for examination. If you're a first timer, that what are the things that you need to keep in mind while appearing on NMAT. And tomorrow we will have the examination analysis, which everyone must be happy about. And a lot of you must be waiting for it because unlike other teachers who just give you random gyan on any examination, I'm the person who gives you the first hand experience, and tomorrow you will get to know the integrate details about NMAT 2024. If you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel because this is the only channel which will help you in each and every MBA entrance examination, right from the smallest to the biggest. So please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and follow us on social media also, especially Instagram, because tomorrow we are not going to have analysis on YouTube. We will have exam analysis on our Instagram. Okay, so if you're not a follower, you will miss that analysis part. So first and the foremost thing that for every examination, you should take proper rest. I don't know if anyone has examination in the morning slot because I did not get morning slot at any of the centers. So I have examination at 12 p.m. If someone has at 10 a.m. or any other slot like 9 a.m. or something, that would be great. So I am having at 12 in the afternoon. So whenever your exam is, take proper rest for the examination so that you do not feel sleepy or drowsy during the examination. You do not have any stress, extra stress. I know there will be stress during the examination, but there should not be additional stress. Okay, so that's the must thing. And before you enter the examination hall, the most important things are keeping the essentials. Okay, and the things that you need to keep for the examination is, first is your admit card. Okay, take a printout of it, and please ensure that your photo is proper in the admit card. They have mentioned it was released a week back, so like they've mentioned that it should the photo should match with your admit card. So if there is any discrepancy, please write a mail to them. And admit card, it can be in color or black and white, anything will do. They have not mentioned that you have to take colored printout or something. It is important to carry one ID proof, right? So ID proof could be passport. They have mentioned only four. So while filling the form, whatever you filled here, passport, one is Aadhaar, then you have voter ID, and I think the fourth one is PAN. They have not mentioned DL and others. So these are the four IDs. In your admit card, you will be able to see which ID you have chosen while filling the form. So whichever is chosen, right, that would be considered. So for example, I have chosen Aadhaar, so I'll have to carry Aadhaar card. Okay, so that's a must thing to carry. Reach on time, they have not mentioned the time. So prefer that at least 30 minutes before the examination you should reach, so that you get that registration thing done. They will click your photograph, they will check your ID. So at least 30-minute buffer you should give for the examination. And carry your pen, although sometimes they do provide at the center, sometimes they don't. So although sometimes they mention that you do not need to carry pens, but it happens at the examination center that you may not be given the pens. So it is always good to carry pens along with you, because if they ask you to deposit there, you can deposit, but if what, they do not provide the pens. So take the pens and preferably a water bottle, and try to carry transparent water bottles, because in most of the centers they do not allow opaque water bottles. Okay, so these are some things, right? So these are the two must do things, and this also, these three are must do, right? Water facility might be there at some of the centers, but if you feel thirsty during the 2 hour period, it is good to carry your own water bottle for a hygiene purpose as well. All right, so this is the things that you need to carry, and ensure that you reach on time and at least 30 minutes before the examination. So that's what I discussed, that you need to reach, like so if your examination is from 12, reach before 11:30 at the examination center along with the documents. And there are exam instructions. Please read those instructions carefully. The instructions would be the same that you got in your official mock as well. So whatever instructions were there, please do read those instructions, because it could be anything, you might miss out on small things, and may end up ruining the examination. So ensure that you read the instructions for the first time, for in detail. Now, if you are appearing on NMAT for the very first time, some students do not know, although they will announce it several times in your examination center. Okay, there is a non-disclosure agreement. So it has some sorts of agreements that you cannot disclose this paper, etc. Okay, so you need to click I agree within 2 minutes. So when you reach that non-disclosure agreement, there will be a timer of 2 minutes. So you need to click I agree. If you do not click I agree on that, your examination will be cancelled. So I have witnessed one such case in my life, when some student, he forgot to click on I agree. Okay, was busy reading each and every statement of that agreement. So I mean, you can just quickly read it. There are some generic guidelines that you need to follow. Even if you do not read, that does not matter. But ensure that you click on that I agree button within 2 minutes. Otherwise, your examination will be forfeited. You will have to retake the examination, pay the fees again, and then only you can appear on it. So they will announce this in the center also several times, that try to read this within 2 minutes and click on I agree. Okay. Now we will talk about some generic strategies how to maximize your score. Right. So first of all, the first and the foremost thing is, which I apply while attempting a test, is that choose the order of sections as per your strength, strongest first. That is what I follow. Some of you might be following a different strategy, but what happens is, if you start with strong section, okay, so what happens with the strong section is that gives you confidence. That is the only factor. That's a psychological factor, nothing else. It is not that कि आपने weeks पहले choose कर लिया तो score ज़्यादा नहीं आ सकता. It is possible to get a good score, but the thing is, if you start with the strong section first, since you are appearing on a competitive examination, you will have a lot of stress. You will be under a lot of stress, right? That I have to score well. And let us say your quant is weak and you start with quant, and let's say 3 4 questions go wrong, then you start panicking. So then eventually you will end up doing worse in the examination. So strongest section gives you confidence. So you have the choice. That is the best examination that gives you the ability to choose the order of sections. Okay, so you have, they will give you the window. They will say that which is the first section. You will have to draw, drag and drop. Like ऐसे होता है कि यहाँ पे लिखा होता है जैसे language skills, logical reasoning, and quantitative skills. So you have to choose which is first, second, and third. So drag and drop करना होता है. You will have to drag and drop. Suppose you want to start with language skills, then quant, and then LR. So you can choose the order. Okay, so choose it strategically. That will just give you confidence, nothing else. It is not that if you choose your weak section, you may not be able to score well. Okay, so it is not the case, but just a psychological advantage. So I always start with the strongest section first, because that other thing what happens is, I'm not sure, that is just a guess, that if you start with the strongest section, so NMAT is an adaptive examination. Now what happens is, let us say if you score well initially your score, there is a band of score that you get into. So probably you might get into a higher band of score. So that is another advantage of going with the strongest section. Now, there is no option to go back to a question. You need to keep a track of time. Okay, ensure that you need to finish the questions on time. So, in QS, they give you 52 minutes for 36 questions. So, roughly around 1.5 minutes. Okay, in LR, you are given 40 minutes for 36 questions. So, roughly 1.1 minute. And in LS, you have just 28 minutes for 36 questions. So you have around zero point 0.8 minutes. Now this you can bifurcate, let's say in quant, let's say after 10 questions, if you see that you have spent 25 minutes, right? So 10 questions after 25 minutes, okay, you have just 27 minutes left and you have to attempt 26 questions. Okay, so you will have to fasten up your speed. So you need to keep a balance. Okay, you need to keep a balance that you are going at some uniform pace. Try to maximize your attempts. Okay, it is difficult to reach all 36 questions in all the sections, but that does not mean that you just attempt 15 questions. So as soon as you start realizing that okay, you are struggling, you are heading nowhere, just skip that question and move on. There will be easy questions also, difficult questions also. And there is a myth which you must have seen in the official mock attempt also, the difficulty level keeps on increasing. ऐसा नहीं होता. At some point in time you will find easy questions also after difficult questions, even if you answer them correctly. So I have attempted this adaptive NMAT for the last 3-4 years. I think 2020 they changed to adaptive pattern. उससे पहले नहीं होता था. 2020 onwards they changed this adaptive pattern. That's a myth कि last का question सबसे ज़्यादा difficult होता है. It is possible that the questions might become easy also. So that's just, it is not necessary that the first question will be the easiest, the last question will be the most difficult. Not the case. Okay, so as soon as you start realizing that something is getting difficult, if you can attempt that question, do it, but do not over spend time on this. Okay, so for every section you need to divide, make strategy. Like for example, I attempted one mock also, so you can check that live mock attempt on the channel. So there also you must have seen that some of the questions I found ki, acha, this is time consuming, not sure, I just skip those. Okay, so language, like it is easy to attempt. RC में बहुत ज़्यादा time मत देना. LR, there will be some critical reasoning, some puzzles, so you'll have to think through it. Like if you feel that if a puzzle is taking too long, just skip it. Now try to attempt all the questions in the examination. There is no negative marking. Okay, so I would say that like some people say ki, like accuracy matters and all. That is not the case. See, let us say if you attempt, just pick one of the sections. Let us say in quant. So suppose in quant you attempt 20 questions, right? You try to maintain accuracy. So if you attempt 20 questions, you do not know that how many are correct. Maybe 18, maybe 19, maybe 20, or maybe less than that. But if you attempt, let us say you attempt in all 52 minutes, and if you get all 18, let's say 18 or 19 correct, or let's say 100% accuracy, less realistic. So let us say you got 18 correct. Okay. And let's take another scenario where in 40, these 15 questions you had attempted in 40 minutes, and then you picked the pace and you attempted remaining 21 questions in the last 12 minutes. थोड़ा fast fast आपने attempt किया, थोड़ा बहुत data देखा, some wild guess, or maybe you did 17 questions in 45 minutes and the remaining, let's say 19 questions in 7 minutes blindly. Okay, so there is high chance ki in out of these 19 questions, and let's say if you got 15 correct, so there is a high chance that in these 19 questions you might get 4-5 correct. Okay, so overall आपका score थोड़ा ज़्यादा जा सकता है. There is no negative marking. So ensure that you try to maximize your attempt. So whichever section you are attempting, after 45 minutes, if you feel that you are not going to reach the end, try marking the answers randomly. Okay, so try to maximize the attempts in this. Right now, the thing is, this is like marking is very uncertain, right? You do not know how they are going to mark the answers. I attempted one live mock, please check it. I got 30 correct in quant. Not no, not 30. I think I get 33 correct in quant. Okay, so QA I got 33 correct and my score was 93. In LR I got 32 correct. My score was just around 80s, like 82 or 83. I don't recall exactly that mock which I took. In LS, I had got 10 incorrect, just 26. I got a score of 93. Okay, so I think 93, 83, 80, 93 were the score or something like that. I got 269 in that mock. It was in the early 80s, like this, 90s and early 80s. Now, that is about this examination. You are uncertain, like 33 attempts सही करके भी 93 आया, 26 में ही 93 आ गया. So you do not know, nobody knows that what is going to be the marking scheme, right? So even after attempting 32 correct, I got just 83 marks. So don't worry about the marking scheme, just try to maximize your attempts in the examination. Okay, so like let's take up some commonly asked questions regarding the examination. So first question many of you would be कि कितने attempt करने चाहिए. First question would be how many attempts to clear cutoff. ये सबसे ज़्यादा. And cutoffs. See, cutoffs, if you see, they are almost stable. Like stable in the sense that they will range in some range. Like for example, uh, if you talk about NMMS Mumbai, it is around 232. Sometimes it becomes 234, right? So you can call it in the range 230 plus only 230 to maybe in 240 range. That depends on like year on year. Sometimes it has been 232, 234, sometimes 238 also. So you cannot guess the cutoff. Okay, like similarly for Bangalore, it is around 220 to 225. Like the other ones, Hyderabad, Indore, and in Mumbai, analytics course, it is around 225. Analytics around 225. Hyderabad or Indore around 205 to 210. So it keeps varying by a minor margin, maybe 1 or 2 marks, not more than that. So you cannot predict the cutoff. That will be disclosed on the day of the examination itself. So can't be told. Now this is the biggest question कि how many attempts. ठीक है, आपके मन में ये होगा कितने अटेम्प्ट करने चाहिए, कितने सही करने चाहिए. ओके, so I always suggest students that maximize your performance. ठीक है, if you've seen that video in which I attempted the live mock, yeah, I got 4 correct in reasoning, got just 83 marks. Okay, so sectional wise also, like if you see LS is it keeps varying, right? LR quant is the lowest. Quant is around 70s, early 70s. Sometimes it has been 79 also, 71 also. Quant में generally low जाती है. LR it generally goes up like 75 plus. LR and LS you can say that it goes generally 75 plus, and quant early 70s, let's say 70, 72. So it keeps varying by a small margin. So you cannot tell the cutoffs. Okay, even after I attempt tomorrow, I may not be able to tell exactly what will be the cutoff, but just will give an understanding that how the scores are going to be. Now the question about how many attempts. Okay, there is no data about the number of attempts. कुछ लोग बोलते हैं 20 अटेम्प्ट करने पे इतनी कट ऑफ क्लियर हो जाएगी 25 पे. There is no such thing about the number of correct attempts. Okay, so it can be 25 to 30 per section depending on how they are going to scale the scores, right? किसी में आपको 25 चाहिए हो सकता है, किसी में 30 भी चाहिए हो सकता है. So it depends on section to section, but 30 I guess is on the higher end, so around 25 per section. But that is not certain. Okay, as I said that I showed you that attempt also, like despite attempting 32 correct, I got just 83 marks. So you cannot tell that how many correct attempts you need. Yeah, what is the marking scheme, that is unknown to anyone. So जो भी claim करते हैं कि adaptive mocks and all, those are all false claims. No one knows the marking scheme correctly. So around 25 per section should be correct, at least in my opinion. English में थोड़ा कम हो सकता है because accuracy is low. Okay, so if like in maybe in LR I would say around 25. QA people generally attempt less because of the speed issue, so around 20. Same with LS, the accuracy is less, so around 20 plus you will need to clear the cutoff. So minimum it's just a rough estimate, don't go by this number ki 20 ही करना है. That is just my estimate, that ideally these should be the number of correct attempts. Now each question has variable marking that no one is aware of. Now the next question is about mocks. Okay, a lot of you are asking that mocks and all. Okay, so mocks का score कैसे judge करें? So official mock is much or less similar to your score. So if you are getting, let us say whatever is you are getting in official mock, you can call it plus minus 5, because that uses the same marking algorithm. It depends, like for most of the people the variation is within 5. Like किसी के 240 marks में आते हैं तो वहाँ actually 245 बन जाते हैं, और 235 भी हो सकते हैं, but very few have large variations. Like out of let's say 90% of the candidates, I've seen that within that 5% 5 range. Like last year I had appeared on the official mock, I got 281 in the official mock and actual score was 283. उससे पहले मेरा 287 ऑफिशियल मॉक में था, 292 था. Okay, so it does not vary much. Okay, so it pretty much remains in that similar range. Now if you talk about other institutes, right, first of all the official mocks are the only mocks that are adaptive in nature. Now I can't tell about other institutes, but for MBA Karo mocks, like if you are attempting MBA Karo mocks, so if you are consistently scoring 200 plus, okay, that would be considered as a good score. Because see, in official mock, even if you do not attempt questions, you get marks. I mean, like if you get a zero, there is no zero, right? So they give you 12 marks per section. If you see the range of scores, it says 12 to 120. अगर हमारे मार्क पे आप जीरो लेके आओगे तो स्कोर विल बी जीरो ओनली. Okay, so considering this fact, like if you are consistently scoring 200 plus in the mocks, right, that is a sign that you would be able to clear cutoff. I mean your preparation level is good. ठीक है, अगर आप continuous 200 plus or let's say 190 200 plus you are able to score consistently, that is considered as a decent score, considering that we do not have adaptive marking. Okay, so similarly other institutes also must be, like if you are scoring 200 plus in other institutes also, or maybe 210 215, depends on different institutes how they frame it. But as per my institute, like for MBA Karo, I believe that if you're consistently scoring 200 plus, that's a good sign, you would be able to uh, score well. Okay, so now some students have this query ki how to improve the score. Okay, now see, mock test score is different from the actual score. Okay, matlab, as I said, the mocks may not be adaptive. Okay, so now if you talk about the this is the mock test. Now score improve kaise karna, that is the main consideration. Okay. Now score, obviously the examination is going to be different. It is not going to be the same that you are appearing. Now depends when are you are going to attempt the test. So there are some kind of common topics, or I would say that certain topics जिसमें आपका score बन सकता है. Certain topics that you need to master. Okay, so that are few things that you can do to improve the score. Now talking about section wise, in QA, if we talk about arithmetic can be lengthy. Okay? Easy होता है but lengthy हो सकता है. Some questions, right? You have modern maths. There are certain definite kind of questions that are asked. Okay, so there are some sessions on our channel also, modern maths for NMAT. You can check it out. I'll take up more sessions later. Okay, so if you are able to tackle those modern math based questions, that is going to give you an advantage, because these are which are of similar type, मतलब probability भी होगी तो there are certain types of questions, so practice that well. Yeah, number system, if you have covered the basics well, अगर आपके basics clear है, concepts, if you have skipped number system then it is going to be a problem. ठीक है. DI can be calculation intensive, so sometimes DI can be calculation intensive. So at least modern math, DI. Okay. There is algebra also. Algebra also, there are few topics like log and quadratic equation. These are important. तो इसको अच्छे से कवर कर लो. You can at least score in this. Arithmetic and this can be lengthy. Some can be easy also. So pick easy questions in the examination. There will be some easy. वो attempt करने lengthy है, इन्हें skip करना है. Okay, so this is how you can improve your score. DI, you need to work on calculation hacks. Okay, that is going to give you an advantage. Okay, now the next section is about LR. In LR, there are two things: critical reasoning. Okay, critical reasoning, please ensure that you cover all types. We have some videos also on our channel. Topic wise, we are covering the videos. We will come up with some more videos also. So please do watch them. Understand what it needs to be done in assumption, what needs to be done in course of action, right? How to eliminate options, out of scope options. वो basic CR hygiene factors one must know. Okay. Now, similarly, if you talk about analytical reasoning, there is input output. So I took a session on input output. Please watch it. There are some puzzles. Okay, now if you can solve puzzles fast, that's a speed based thing. If your speed is good, attempt those, or otherwise solve partially and try to mark the answers randomly. And there are some miscellaneous questions, few miscellaneous questions that would be there. Okay, so if you are good with those topics, like there could be some logical Venn diagrams or some questions on random topics like syllogisms and others. If you can attempt those, good. If that's like on the preparation part. And if you talk about the LS thing, देखो, lot of people focus on vocab. ठीक है, analogy में questions आते हैं. I would say that do not focus too much on it, because you might remember 1,000 words, right? The kind of words that you can expect in the examination could be entirely different. Instead of that, focus on two things: prepositions. Okay, because you will get at least 4 or 5 questions from prepositions and grammar, like error spotting. These are short questions. Grammar से भी 4 or 5 questions आ सकते हैं. So prepositions plus grammar can give you 8 to 10 questions. यहाँ से आ जाएंगे. RCs, like if you talk about RCs can be time consuming but easy. RC usually easy आता है, easy to moderate. So RC attempt कर सकते हैं if your reading speed is good. So work on your reading speed. Now if someone is asking how to improve your score in English, work on your reading speed. Okay, RCs are not that difficult that you get in CAT. Now apart from this, you have parajumbles. Okay, so then you have parajumbles. Practice parajumbles also. So language is something which you can master. Apart from, there are a lot of people who focus on analogy based questions. बहुत सारे vocab पढ़ते हैं. That is not worth it. I'm not saying that you should not read at all, but at the same time, your focus should be minimal on vocabulary than these two things. So if you work on preposition and grammar, that is like easy pickings in the English section. बहुत easy questions होते हैं, easily कम time में हो भी जाते हैं. Grammar, fill in the blanks, these are something that you need to practice with. So this is how you can improve your scores. Replica questions, yes, we will discuss the replica questions also. I will tell you about the replica questions, how to make good cases in the topics we did on an advanced level. You mean to say you haven't done on advanced level? देखो, good cases is like one is putting options, okay, or one is blind guess, because there are too many questions to attempt. There is no negative marking, so try to attempt with give genuine attempts as much as possible. Beyond that, you can just take some guesses. Okay, so there is no educated, like you can eliminate some of the options if you know. Okay, there is no educated guess in vocab. So parajumble, RC, grammar, these are the different aspects. Work on RC by reading the improving the reading speed. ठीक है, parajumble, grammar, ये सब you can cover well. Okay. So tomorrow I will be appearing on the examination. My examination is going to be at 10 a.m. Okay, 10 to sorry, not 10, 12 to 2. Okay, so I'll be doing the exam analysis at 2 p.m. live on our Instagram page, right? So please do follow our Insta page by the name of MBA Karo. Okay, so we will be doing the live analysis there at 2 p.m. discussing that what was the structure and is there any surprise element in this and guidelines for the new aspirants who are going to appear on the examination. We will have the question discussion at 6 p.m. on our YouTube channel where we will have the replica of the questions that were asked, and probably we will have some sessions on our course where we will discuss the questions that were asked in NMAT, similar questions. So if there were some new kind of questions which were present, so we will discuss those as well. Okay, so like tomorrow I'm going to appear on the examination, and some of you must also be appearing. कौन आप में से कल exam दे रहा है? Please do let us know in the comments, and wish you all the best for NMAT. Okay, so the examination season has begun. Some students will be appearing on NMAT before CAT. कुछ लोग दिसंबर में भी देंगे. So if you have examination in December, you have enough time. Okay, you will get idea about the examination tomorrow also, that how is the examination. We will conduct some more sessions based on NMAT. Please do watch our series. There is a YT series by the name Let's Nail NMAT 2024 वाले भी देख सकते हो, right? So that will help you prepare for this examination. And in case you are looking for a structured course, in case someone is wants to prepare these examinations, okay, so we have a dedicated course for NMAT and SNAP, and in that course we will conduct free question type practice after NMAT. So tomorrow I will be appearing on the examination. I will take up some questions, and then we will NMAT 2024 type question type practice. We will start after that on our course. That is for free. Those classes will be free. Okay, and if you want to prepare in a structured manner, then you can enroll in the course, and then in that you get access to our NMAT mocks, snap mocks, CR practice test, and English grammar practice course also. Okay, and these are some of the other products which we have on our website. Like if you want to purchase our NMAT mocks, if you are weak in critical reasoning, want to improve your critical reasoning, we have launched a special thing for that which is not available elsewhere. We want to practice, improve your grammar, English grammar. You want to study, like we recently attempted a official mock test in which like I think ma'am must have showed you that how our grammar rule book would have helped you. There were all those grammar rules, prepositions, all were tested. So we have this compilation of English grammar rule book plus idioms, phrases that will help you in not only NMAT but all other MBA entrance examinations. Okay, so those are the tips. Just try to give your best. If you feel that you are getting stuck in some of the questions, just advance to the next question. There is no negative marking. The market marking algorithm is also not known. So do not think कि आप आपको पता चल जाएगा स्कोर कितना आएगा. Once you finish the test, then only you will get to know the score. So during the examination, just try to attempt question. So if the question is lengthy, any section, you can just leave it out. Time management is important. Time management is very important in NMAT because you try to maximize your attempts, and let's say after 45 minutes or let's say 40 depending on last, I would say last 5 minutes depending on the section. Last, if you have in English it can be done faster in like, or at least not 5, if 3 to 4 minutes, mark all answers, all remaining answers randomly to just maximize the attempt. Okay, so that you have a chance to get some questions right and scale your score by some margin. Okay, so tomorrow we will meet at 2 p.m. on our Instagram page where I will be coming live and discussing the exam analysis. Okay, so that's about NMAT, and I already discussed that how to improve your scores. What are some of the key topics that one must focus on? We already have some sessions for NMAT 2024 on our channel. We will be coming up with more such sessions. So please do subscribe to our channel if you have not already. And if you have not watched that playlist, please do watch those playlists. That will going to help you immensely prepare for NMAT. So all the best to those who are appearing on NMAT tomorrow and in the coming days. And don't forget to watch our analysis to understand NMAT 2024 better.